What is up, YouTube? ThriftSchool over here, and I'm in the process of packing up a whole bunch of Nintendo Wiis to ship off to Amazon. Let me show you guys. When I say a whole bunch, I mean a whole bunch. Look at how many boxes of Wiis there are here. And just so you guys can see, you got the Wii, the sensor, all the components, and a controller. Now, I like to include nunchucks, so I'm gonna have to get nunchucks for all these. I'm sure I have some somewhere, but every single one of these is a Wii with all of its components. Actually, one GameCube, very nice. And just right here, there's a black one. Actually, that's a Wii U. But I have some black ones in here, some red ones in here, one blue one. So many of these that are getting ready to go out for fourth quarter selling on Amazon. Fourth quarter is the best time to sell video games. Prices go up, things sell fast. It's October 4th today, 3rd, I'm not 100% sure, somewhere in the beginning of October, so I still have time to get all this stuff tested. I want to double test all these Wiis. I purchased them all over the course of the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, some of them even longer, and I just didn't have maybe a sensor bar or something like that, so I do have to fully test all of these still, but I am getting them together in their boxes so I could quickly test them and get them shipped out. But while I was in here, in the garage, going through this stuff, I had a really awesome Amazon order come in, a really good sale, and I wanted to share it with you guys and go over a few other things that I've actually sold recently, some pretty valuable items and some just really cool items that maybe you guys could keep an eye out for. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, the first thing that sold is this Rock Band 4 wireless Fender Stratocaster. I'm looking at it on my phone right here. I already packed it up, shipped it out. It is off to the buyer right now, and it just sold today, I believe. It sold for $386.70 plus shipping. Now on Amazon, the shipping costs are weird. I think it charged the buyer $7.99 for shipping. Ended up costing me about $19.80, something like that, to ship. So yeah, it cost me almost $20 to ship, but I'm totally fine with it. I think I paid $5 for it, maybe, or maybe I got it in that big lot. I bought a whole bunch of Rock Band stuff recently, and that was on a YouTube video. I can't remember if it was in that lot or not, but I'm surprised at how much this guitar sold for. The prices on some of these guitars and drum sets have really spiked recently. We'll have another one to show you guys soon, but let's take a look at the next order. All right, this next order we have here is a Panasonic bread maker, and there was nobody on this listing, so I kind of just made up my own price. I sold it, as you guys can see, for $149.95. I did test it, made sure it worked, and it sold within a week of me listing it. Now, how I determined the price, I went to camel.com, and you could see old prices for certain items on Amazon. So I went to this exact page and I looked it up, and it sold for around $100 to $120-ish. And I was like, well, I'm gonna be the only one selling it. I'll jack the price up $30. I probably could have gone to $200. I don't know, maybe I couldn't have, but I'm happy with the $150 sale. This cost me almost $30 to ship out. It was going all the way to California, I believe. Let me check the shipping. Oh no, this went to Oregon. And so I shipped it out all the way to Oregon. I'm in Connecticut, so completely opposite ends of the country, hence why it cost so much to ship. It was pretty heavy. And I said it included the owner's instruction manual, and me being a space head lately, not paying attention, I just found the manual on my kitchen countertop 30 minutes ago, and I packaged it up and I sent the buyer a message saying it's on its way to you, so I had to pay an extra $3 to ship that manual to them. So it is what it is, and $150, I bought it at Goodwill, or no, I bought it at Red, White, and Blue thrift store for $10. So that's pretty sweet. I'm happy about that. Next sale, we have a calculator, a TI-84 Plus C Silver Edition, and it's a pink calculator. And I sell TI-84 Pluses all the time. I actually just sold a few of them for like $50, $60, and then for some reason the pink one, just because of the color, it sold for $89.95 plus shipping, $90 for this calculator. I'm in it maybe $10 or so from the thrift store, so that, again, awesome sale. I love it. This next sale, pretty sweet, because I actually had a whole bunch of them, and originally I didn't know if I wanted to buy these. So I have a guy that I buy from quite a bit, and he had a whole bunch of these nail biting and thumb sucking deterrent stuff. And I looked on Amazon and they weren't really selling really well. They were selling for like $9 in a single pack after fees. And I think we worked out a deal. I bought them for $1 each and they sat for a long time. I finally started to get some sales at about $9 to $12, right, on each one of them. After fees, I was making $5, maybe $4, and everything was great. Then Amazon took down the listing. So what did I do? I was like, oh, these haven't sold for a couple months. They're just sitting in my basement. I went and I checked, and that's how I found out Amazon took down the listing. So I re-looked up the listing, and somebody had created a new listing for a 2-pack for $25. And I started listing it there, and I sold through every single one of them so fast. I'll pop it up right here. You guys can see $24.95. I had, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many of these I shipped out. Probably in the past month, I shipped maybe 30 or 40 of these. So they sold really quick. I'm all out of them now, which is kind of a shame. But they ended up being great. And I originally thought they were not going to be that awesome. I just bought them because I'm like, well, I'll make a few bucks. It's no big deal. They ended up selling really well. It just took a weird turn of events, and I'm happy it did. We have another fun, I wouldn't call it a fun story, but I'm happy it sold. I posted a video on YouTube last year. I went up to Massachusetts and I found a comic book store. And I think I call it like buying out this retro comic book store. I don't even know what I called it. But I went up to Massachusetts. I was driving down the road. I see this store there. And I originally just went up there to go maybe do a Facebook Marketplace pickup or go to a couple Goodwills. I don't know, and I just happened to drive by this place. Went inside and I ended up finding so much stuff. It was insane. Found a whole bunch of graphic novels, a bunch of Marvel toys and figures and things like that. A couple of video games, and I spent so much money there. Lo and behold, I get home and Amazon started restricting different toys and board games. Anything that's used, you had to send in this whole compliance form that's almost impossible to get, especially for toys that are discontinued, and these toys were all old and discontinued. Well, Amazon ended up shipping everything back to me besides a few things that ended up selling. I shipped everything in. I wasted all that money on shipping, and I ended up relisting a bunch of them on eBay, but for some reason, this toy right here, somebody created another Amazon listing, so I listed it as a merchant, and it sold pretty quick, as you guys can see. It's a Marvel Superhero Mashers Groot figure. Sold it for $52.85 for this little Groot figure. Pretty sweet. I paid anywhere between $10, $15, all the way up to like $30 for some of these figures at the store, but I sold some all the way up to over $100. Ended up working out, but it was kind of a shame when that happened because I had to pay for shipping to get everything into Amazon, and then I had to get everything shipped back to me, so I ended up spending more on each one of these figures than I'd like, but I'm still happy to have this sale, and I was able to resell it on Amazon even though I wasn't allowed to sell it on. I don't know what was going on with that, but these are some of the issues that you guys will run into selling online. I was scrolling through my solds right here, and I found that Texas Instruments TI-84 calculator that I say I sell all the time. It sold a few weeks ago, and it sold for $68.99, as you guys can see. I think I said $50 or $60, so it actually sold for a bit more plus shipping, so pretty sweet. Still ended up getting, what, like $30 more for the pink one, but I'll take that any day. All right, now I think I'm gonna check out eBay sales, but first, I was just at Goodwill not long ago, and I purchased, well, I think, was that yesterday or 2 days ago? No, it wasn't yesterday or 2 days, maybe it was 3 days ago. I purchased these printers and this Harry Potter box set and some DVDs, and I've been getting comments asking me if these work. I haven't tested them yet. I don't have ink for them. I gotta get a power cord for that one, and I thought I mentioned that in the video, but maybe I didn't, so I bought these printers for, this one was half off, so $6, and that other one was $12. Bought them both. They're going for over $200 to $300 each, but I will not be able to sell them or test them until I get the components in the mail. So they will be sitting. I'm going to move them out of the garage because it's not good because it gets cold at night and then hot during the day. So these will end up going inside or at my storage unit, and then I won't have to, I'll just have to wait, you know? So for whoever was commenting in my previous video asking me if these sold or if they work, I have no idea. So now moving on over to eBay, I sold a snow globe, and I think I have this on video also on my channel. You guys can see it. I pick up snow globes semi-regularly. Some of the reasons why I don't, a lot of times they're chipped. You got to be very careful. There'll be some chips around the outside, the ceramic or whatever it is, and that happens a lot, and a lot of them are overpriced near me. So I'll find a Disney snow globe and it's priced at $30 at the thrift store with Mickey Mouse's head missing on the side. I see it all the time. It's very rare that I'm able to find good prices and with no damage, but it does happen. And I had 2 listed in my eBay store. 1 sold, this one right here. You guys can see it's a Boston Revolving Music Yankee Doodle snow globe with Lord & Taylor. Pretty cool. Sold for $79.99, free shipping. So that, I mean, 80 bucks for a snow globe. You gotta love it. Love when that happens. I have another one listed in my store right now for I think 60 bucks, and that is a New York City Thanksgiving Macy's Day Parade one. So hopefully that sells soon too, because they take up a lot of space on the shelf. You got to package them super safe. I bubble wrap the heck out of it. I put it in a box and I put bubble wrap around it, and then I put packing paper on top of that so it couldn't move around in there. If somebody slammed it against the ground and jumped on it, they would break it. But in regular, which could happen, I mean, I've had things like that happen all the time, but really hope it doesn't happen. In regular mail service, it should be fine. I bubble wrapped it really well. We'll see though. I'll keep you guys updated on that. All right, the next one's pretty interesting. So you guys know that I buy pallets of media, and everybody always asks me, are you done with it? How much money are you making off this stuff? It's hard to say because take a look. You can see this part of my garage has been taken over by media, which is like a good chunk of the garage. All over here, these are all like duds and duplicates and things like that. Whenever I see these movies in the pallets, I know they're not going to be worth anything, so they sit here until I figure out what to do with them. These are all Disney that technically aren't not worth anything, but I want to wait till I get a whole bunch of them, which I kind of do right now, and make lots and sell them on eBay, Disney lots. We have a bunch of, I keep all the children's things up here, all the Scooby-Doos, Teen Titans. Down here we have, I don't know, Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption, Greatest Story Ever Told, Blind Side, Ben-Hur. The Blu-rays that aren't worth anything are right there. Is this a 4K? No, that's a Blu-ray. And then down here we have some Rush Hour collections, which actually went back up in value. See, some of these things that I save here, these were selling on Amazon for like $6, which after fees, you're making under $1. So I put them here, and now they're selling for like $14, $15. So I can actually ship these in. We have a few other things like this Friday movie collection selling for almost $9 now, so that could go in. And prices do go up around Christmas, so that's good. Down here we have a bunch of horror movies, Mad Max, bunch of Justice Leagues, and then down here I keep all the TV box sets and some other just miscellaneous. And you can see there's even more here. And so a lot of these came in the pallet boxes, which some of them are sitting here that I still have to replace cases on and things like that, filled, just loaded with Blu-rays and DVDs, right? They're everywhere. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here, 7. Over here, these are replacement cases that I use to replace all the broken ones. And then up here on the shelf, we got replacement 4K cases, replacement Blu-rays. I know you guys can't really see it. And then more DVDs in these boxes everywhere. And you could see where I do my sorting. It's kind of a mess right now. But here is the interesting thing. In these pallets, sometimes you find really interesting things. And right here, this Iron Man Steelbook sold for $44.99, $45, free shipping. Not bad. My average cost per piece is about 80 cents to $1. So I don't have that much invested into each piece. So yeah, I sold it for $45, but all of these are duds. So they add up really quick. So for every $45 thing I sell, I could have 100 that aren't worth it. So there's almost $100 worth of duds, right? And trust me, there's a lot more than this. I'll bring you guys to my storage place soon, hopefully, in the future. You guys will see I have thousands and thousands of movies that I'm debating whether or not to have like a big tag sale type thing or something. I need to build shelves and maybe have a sale one weekend where I'm blowing everything out, maybe $1 a movie, or buy, you know, 10 for $5 just to get rid of them. So now they're 50 cents a movie. Something like that, just to move them because I have so many duds. But for $45 for one of them, super happy. I've sold some upwards of $100 to $150. I love when that happens, but the majority really are selling on Amazon or even eBay between $6 and $10, where after fees you're making between $1 and $4 profit, which is fine, but I love when you get the bigger ones. So those are just some of my sales. I wanted to show you guys some really good ones. Those were all pretty good ones, and maybe, you know, keep an eye out for some things, right? Panasonic bread makers, great money makers. Those printers I showed you guys earlier, I don't know if they work, but they worth hundreds of dollars. It's insane, some of this stuff. Prices are still crazy. They're not as high as they were a year ago. During 2020, prices were nuts, especially for video games. I was selling Nintendo Wiis on Amazon for $200 to $250. It was crazy. And I had a lot of these during that time. I just didn't have all the parts and pieces, and you know, I was so backlogged, and I was hoping the price would kind of stay. Price is now at, you know, $75 to $100 at the high end. So I'm waiting for Christmas so I could try to squeeze out a little more money out of these Wiis. But, you know, I'm into them at very little cost, so I'm not too worried. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions at all. Subscribe if you haven't already. This is Thrift School, signing out. See ya.